Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show. I'm just doing some videos today. Obviously I have the Warriors recap tonight, but nothing today because March Madness, the first four, I believe, starts tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken, tomorrow and Wednesday, the first four games, first round. So pretty taking it easy. Next few days, just doing some, just doing these type of videos like mock drafts and shit like that. So let's get into it. So I'm doing a mock draft here. For this, I think it's my either third or fourth one. I'll go back and see what this one will be. But I want to do another mock draft. I haven't done one in a bit. So there's always a hefty layer of uncertainty with these mock drafts that I do. Not only are teams not like tight-lipped this time of year, but if they do say something, oftentimes it's an active effort of just disinformation, basically. So let's get to the picks here. Not going to waste much time. Number one with the Titans, I'm still going to have them stay in number one, and I think they will take quarterback Cam Ward out of Miami. It's either stay and take Cam Ward or you trade out. If you're sure you're taking a quarterback, you draft Cam Ward with the first pick. But if you don't, you might just take Travis Hunter. I don't know. Is new general manager Mike Borgonzi really going to hitch his wagon to what we've seen from Will Levis? We'll see. Will Levis hasn't been great. The team hasn't been great. I mean, sure, he was barely... He was... Man, last year he was up and down. He even got benched, so... He even got benched for Mason Rudolph, so it's kind of telling. I still think I'm going to take Cam Ward here. Number two, I'm going to have the Browns taking Abdul Carter. I know they re-signed Myles Garrett to that big extension. I believe the Browns would have drafted Cam Ward if he were available at pick 2. If not, just imagine the combination though, Myles Garrett, Abdul Carter for the next 5 or so years. It's far too enticing to take anyone else this spot because I'm not buying Shedeur Sanders as a great NFL quarterback. They could take Travis Hunter, but I think they will end up taking Abdul Carter. Shedeur Sanders at 3 to the Giants. I'm just not sold on Shedeur Sanders, man. Like, his arm isn't that bad, it's just average. And a bad offensive line with mediocre receivers outside of Malik Neighbors, like... This is the team though, is Hawks, Shedeur Sanders, the hardest at the Shrine Bowl, gets their potential franchise quarterback. I mean, I could be wrong. Even if they sign a veteran quarterback to be a backup, getting a rookie in the fold is obviously priority. Number 4, I will have the Patriots, taking Travis Hunter with the 4th pick. He just seems like a New England Patriot. Sure, they need a left tackle, but none of the tackles in this class hold a candle to Travis Hunter as a prospect. And is there really one worth taking with the number 4 pick? No. And he immediately can become Drake May's number 1 receiver because he has the ability to make plays on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball. And I think they'll let him play both sides. Because you could have a second lockdown corner with Gonzalez, and you can have a number 1 receiver as well. So he just seems like he just screams New England Patriot. Jaguars Mason Graham, defensive lineman. They have their edge position locked down, but their interior was a non-factor last season. It was terrible. Mason Graham changes that quickly. One of the more NFL-ready skill sets in this class. I believe every mock draft so far, I've had him to the Jaguars, so he just makes sense. Unfortunately, my Cowboys will not get Ashton Jeanty. I will have him going to the Raiders with the 6th pick. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, Pete Carroll isn't going to stop prioritizing the running back position. Just because he took a year away from the NFL, Ashton Jeanty, the best running back prospect since at least maybe Bijan Robinson, maybe gives the Raiders a rushing attack because they need a running back. Pete Carroll loves his running backs. Remember Marshawn Lynch. And they need a running back because their running back position's weak as hell right now. So I know sometimes you'll be like, oh, you shouldn't take running back this high. It's a generational type running back. Like Saquon Barkley. He was took high. He's turned out to be a beast. Before he had some injuries and he goes to Philly and has a 2,000-yard season. The Raiders' offensive line needs to be good as well. Number 7, I'll have the Jets taking offensive tackle Armand Membu. He rounds out what is the makings of a tremendous offensive line in New York, where with only right tackle being in need, that's where Membu spent 3 seasons as a starter at Missouri. So they need offensive line, and I'll have him take him Armand and Membu. Jalen Walker to the Panthers, an edge rusher out of Georgia. And Ejiro Evero's scheme, he can easily play a 3-4 outside linebacker role that the Panthers have. And Ejiro Evero, watching his tape though, you still want him rushing the passer as much as possible. But you can use him in a 3-4 linebacker role. The Saints, they need off the tackle Will Campbell. They don't have to go too far to find the missing piece of their offensive line. Will Campbell would slot in at left guard and give New Orleans one of the best run blocking lines. Because LSU, Louisiana, New Orleans, it just makes sense. Bears, Kelvin Banks, easy pick here. Out of Texas. Call it overkill if you want, but the Lions got to the top of the NFC under Ben Johnson by continually investing in their offensive line. Kelvin Banks Jr. has 3 years of starting experience under his belt. He can step in there right away with their offensive line with Joe Thuney. Because that's how the Lions got to the top of the NFC. They built their offensive line, then they got more skill players around the offensive line. 49ers, I think they will take Shamar Stewart with the 11th pick. Their defensive line took a massive step back from its Super Bowl from last season. Not last season, but the year before that. John Lynch isn't going to let that happen much longer. Because Shamar Stewart's such a freak athlete. I know his stats in college didn't look great, but I think he can be a good NFL player. My Cowboys. I would take a receiver here. I would take like a Luther Burden or a Matthew Golden, but I think they will take an offensive lineman here. I think they'll take Tyler Booker out of Alabama, and because they let Zach Martin retired, excuse me. I was about to say they let him go, but he retired. But they yet again swap out a franchise legend for a rookie first rounder. But unlike Tyler Gotton season ago, Tyler Booker hits the ground as one of the most polished offensive line prospects in the class. I would not be mad with this pick because Zach Martin retired. We need a guard. Would I take a receiver here? Yes. Either offensive lineman, receiver. That's what I would take, or maybe a corner. But I will say they take Tyler Booker, but passing on like Will Johnson, who I have gone number 13 to the Dolphins, pairing him with Jalen Ramsey. That'd be a great physical cornerback duo for Miami. Colts, Tyler Warren here at 14. While Anthony Richardson isn't hurting for weapons, Tyler Warren's versatility, man, like as a blocker in the run game, has shown to be a weapon on like these gadget type plays where they would have him line up at quarterback and run the ball. So that would be a great pick there. Mike Green to the Falcons here. They need an edge rusher. They cannot just keep drafting offensive players year after year after year. You need an edge rusher. Fix your defense. Mike Green is one of the most underrated players in this draft class. They have an obvious need for edge rusher. Even after signing Leonard Floyd, I want to hear old Leonard Floyd. They're in luck because I think Mike Green will be on the board here at 15, the FBS sack leader. And he could fall down draft boards maybe because there's a log jam at the position. I think they will take Mike Green. If they don't, then they will wonder why their edge rush position sucks. Kenneth Grant goes to 16 here to the Cardinals. He's a physical freak. 6'4", 331. He can play either run or pass. That's a skill set the Cardinals have not had in that Jonathan Gannon era, and I think they can get better, especially adding Kenneth Grant to their defense. Michael Williams to the Bengals. He just feels like a Bengals edge rusher. oversized yet polished, 6'5", 260. Sometimes those turn into like a Michael Johnson or Carlos Dunlap. Other times, they're Miles Murphy or Marcus Hunt. I'd bet on Williams being closer to the former. Tory McMillan falls to 18. I think there will be a slight fall, but that's the nature of what many see as a position that can be found easily on day 2 from what other NFL GMs will probably think. He has the kind of easy ball skills and big catch radius with Sam Darnold. I don't think Sam Darnold's that great, I've said that. But I think he can... Tory McMillan will still have a good career with Seattle. I don't know if... I'm just having fallen a little bit, but I'm not sure if he'll fall, though. The Buccaneers take James Pierce Jr., an edge rusher out of Tennessee. He has elite juice off the edge, dude. That dude is just freakishly athletic. That's something that can be a weapon without even a pass rushing skill set, and Todd Bowles' scheme from day 1. The Broncos, I will have them taking Jahad Campbell, a linebacker out of Alabama. You want to see one of the most terrifying front 7 in the NFL? Well, it would belong maybe to the Denver Broncos. Because this is one of the best all-around linebackers in the draft. You pair that with Dre Greenlaw, if he's what he was coming off that injury, that's going to be a scary defense, man. Steelers, I will have them taking Derek Harmon out of Oregon. He just feels like a Steeler. Like, he's a no-nonsense interior defender who can either 2-gap or 1-gap with pretty much ease. And he will give them a seamless transition plan from the ageless Cam Hayward. Chargers, 22. Pretty easy pick. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, Michigan, Colston Loveland. He isn't likely to pass on his former player once fit for the Chargers. What do they need? They need a tight end. Colston Loveland's here. I know his production wasn't great last season, but they didn't have a damn quarterback at Michigan. He's a good player, man. It's a reliable pass catcher. For just getting that for Herbert is a must, so it's just an obvious fit. Luther Burden falls to 23 to the Packers. There's injury concerns. This is a unique talent in Luther Burden. The third, he had a down year last year, but Brady Cook was an ass. But there's injury concerns for the Packers, like Romeo Doubs with concussions, Christian Watson with his injuries every year. Force the hand here. Burden's not only sure-handed, but he's a playmaker, and they need that. Will Luther Burden fall here? No, I don't know, but this is just where I have him going. Vikings take Malachi Starks. That versatility in Brian Flores' defense would be just a great fit for Malachi Starks. Josh Simmons to the Texans here at 25 makes sense to me. He comes with a big injury red flag, but beggars can't be choosers. His first half of the season before tearing his patellar tendon was as good as anyone else's in this class. If he does not get injured, he is easily a I'd argue even a top 10 pick. Number 26 for the Rams, Emeka Egbuka. He's the kind of savvy route runner would be perfect for the Rams offense because they let go of Cooper Kupp, so you got to get a receiver to try and replace him. And Les Snead has obviously been able to cobble together production from late round picks. Egbuka would give them a formidable 3 deep at their position. The Ravens, I think, will take Donovan Ezeriku, or how do you say that name? Edge rusher out of Boston College. Walter Nolan, defensive lineman out of Ole Miss to the Lions at 28. He's a ass kicker in the run game at the 3-tech position. That's the missing link on what is a terrifying Lions defensive line when it's healthy. The Commanders take Matthew Golden here at 29, 4.29 40, and he would give them a 2 vertical threat to pair with Deebo Samuel holding things down underneath. And they've done a good job smoothing out their holes via free agency and trades. And you could add another receiver with Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel hoping to come back after having a down year last year's worst season. You could add Matthew Golden there. Bills take Nick Emanuwari at 30. He's exactly what the Bills need in their run defense. A safety who can clean up messes left over by an aggressive yet undersized front 7. I think the Chiefs will take Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State, which just helps their offensive line even more with Chris Jones. And I think the Eagles will take Charles Grant out of William & Mary, offensive tackle. He's he isn't going to be ready to block NFL edge rushers week 1 coming out of William & Mary, but given his freakish traits to offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland, you have Lane Johnson, hair pairing at right tackle. But yeah, that's my mock draft here. So leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Until next time I'm out. Peace.